Hey guys, I just had a question pop up in our 10-day challenge classroom regarding the interactive notebook that our participants are going to be using. So I wanted to do a video to share with you guys how I create that and how students access it, as well as how I can update it throughout the course of the class. And so there is an add-on that is available inside of Google Slides, and it's called Slip and Slide. So I'm going to just start with a blank slide really quick, and then I'm going to just call this sample notebook, just so I can show you the process. Okay, and what you would do is you would go to add-ons, and since I already have it added, I already have it installed on my computer. It's right here, Slip and Slide. But if you needed to look for it, then you would just go here to get add-ons, and you would search. You could just type in slip, and then it'll pop up Slip and Slide. And I already have it installed, but you would just click on it and go ahead and follow the instructions to install that. So since I already have it here, all I need to do is to create whatever my notebook is going to be. So I'm going to just type sample notebook here, and then I'm going to color the background just so we can kind of see it stand out a little bit. Just red. Okay, so once I have my notebook, and again, it can even be an empty notebook, you know, but for this purpose, I'm going to just have one slide in there. All I do is I go to my add-ons, go down to Slip and Slide, and then I'm going to click Start. Okay, as you can see, it's working. It gives me whatever update it has here. And then now I go back to Slip and Slide, and I'm going to select a single folder in Google Drive. So this is where I'm going to identify what folder I want to slip this slide in. Okay, so what you're going to look for on your drive is you're going to look for the Google Classroom folder, okay? Or you can look directly for the assignment. So what I have here is I have an interactive notebook that's already set up in my Google Classroom, okay? And I'm gonna just click select, okay? So now that is done. I'm gonna go back up here to add-ons, Slip and Slide, and then now I see my folder, or it's selected here. Okay, so now it's going to ask me which slide do I want to slip in, and it's related to this document that I have open. So I'm going to just click Start with Slide 1, or if I have multiple slides in here, then I would click Start with Current Slide. And then how many slides do I want to slide in? Here it says only one slide. All remaining slides are choose an end by slide number. So let's say it was only one slide. And then where do you want it to go? Do I want it to go at the beginning of my student's notebook, or do I want it to go at the end after the last slide? And so I would click end after the last slide, okay? So I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna confuse my students, but what I'm going to do is actually insert a file that I want them to have for today, okay? So let's see, let's go to challenge handouts, and I have here, actually no, let me open up this notebook. This is the notebook that I have already started to create for participants in the 10-day challenge. And so I created here a slide where they can take notes. So it's a Cornell note slide. So I actually want to slip this into their interactive notebooks, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead to my add-ons. I'm gonna start. And again, whenever you open a new document, you would have to restart the slip a slide process. It makes sense because you don't want to kind of get confused. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the interactive notebook because that is where I want this to go. I want to use the current slide because I have it selected over here on the side, number 3. And I only want that one slide to go in. I want it to go after the last slide that students already have in their notebooks. And now it's working. Okay, so now it tells me all the students that it successfully slipped into. And then if by chance a student is missing, then it would list it there. So I'm going to close this out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my classroom. I'm going to refresh it. And I am going to look at grades really quick. And I want to look at the interactive notebook. And as you can see, we have here, I'm going to click on this particular student's notebook. And if you notice, I had already slipped one in for her before, but now here is the new one. And so the question was asked also in here, how do students turn it in? And because in the classroom, let me go back to the classroom. If you notice, when I created this assignment, view assignment, I don't want to look at the instructions. I didn't set a due date. So students don't ever have to press submit. What happens is as they are editing the assignment, like there was one in here, I'm trying to remember who was it that started to edit their notebook. Nope, not that one. Can't remember who was it. I think it was Shelly. Yes, so if you take a look at it, she already started to edit her notebook. It shows her name and it shows the date that she started this challenge. So I will always have access to see the progress of the students. And at the very end, like at the end of our 10-day challenge, I will go ahead and then set the due date. And then all students would have to do would be to submit the notebook. And then I can go ahead and grade it. Or you can grade it and provide feedback as you go along. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about this process, go ahead and let me know, and I'll see you inside the challenge.